So, Viv, thank you for being here. I think we have something to tell our friends.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's great that we found the time today, Jorge. So maybe we can start. Let me ask you, can you describe in a tweet obviously we want to talk about a partnership between the two companies, between ISDI CRM and K2 University. And it would be great if you can explain in a brief tweet what this agreement is all about.
Of course, and thank you, Viv. And yes, we want to announce this partnership. In a nutshell, K2 University and ISDI CRM are competitors, but I think from the first time we met, we didn't consider ourselves as competitors. We are training in different countries. We have different business models, but at the end of the day, there is a lot of regions, a lot of needs that are not being covered, even doing a lot of efforts from K2 University side, from ISDI CRM side, and other partners doing these training efforts. So the tweet is, we need to be creative, we need to do things differently, and we need to partner with people as K2 University to make this reduction of the gap and train more people to get better job opportunities. How was this project born? Because this competition thing is great, but when this started?
So obviously, us also being in Iberia, like ISDI, we already knew each other from the market, and on the last real Dreamforce in 2019, we had the opportunity to actually meet face to face, and we pretty much realized that we are both facing the same challenges on different markets, and the challenge of the growing demand of Salesforce needs, and with that the growing demand of end user training, of user training, and also obviously on developing talent to close that Salesforce talent skills gap. And it was just a logical consequence of that conversation to say, well, if both are seeing the same challenges, well, why don't we join forces, and why don't we start working as partners together, helping each other out, and by that achieving quicker the targets which we have put upon ourselves, which are, you know, closing the Salesforce skills gap, on a talent skills gap, and making sure that we are delivering the right trainings to the right people who need it in order to get the maximum out of their Salesforce solutions which they have implemented.
Okay, clear.
And I also have another question, Jorge, which I would like to ask you.
Yeah.
Is, you know, how do you think that this agreement, which we have now put in place, will make us stronger, will make ISDI stronger, and how it will impact the Latam region? Because we have stated that we're going to focus on the Latam market to start off with.
Yeah, and this is a super good point, Viv. I mean, we have been doing this Salesforce-related training for the last 3-4 years. Again, K2 University is incredibly good at recruitment and training, and we have been doing this training on digital skills for the last 12 years, specifically the 3-4 last years for Salesforce in this ISDI CRM brand. So in our case, we are correctly covering the EMEA region. We are doing, again, because of COVID, some online training, but the Latin American region is something that we were struggling to tackle, in the sense that we are working in Mexico as the official training provider. You are working in Brazil as the official training provider, but there is a massive region to cover. And we have learned a lot in our past years. And I think the idea here is to go together to make things faster, not to go through the same mistakes, and to go better to the different Salesforce countries, because the needs there are even bigger than in the rest of the regions. Again, because the region is, I think, the region where Salesforce is growing faster. So clients are starting to adapt the Salesforce technology. And I think the region is perfect to do this creative joining forces and working together with the experience that we have in the previous year. So I think we will do an incredible job helping the ecosystem there in the next years with this alliance.
I couldn't agree more to that.
And I mean, all this is incredible, creative, joining forces, competition, going to a region that perhaps we are more needed than in any other. But how do you see the future in this partnership, Viv?
I see the future bright, Jorge. I think we have now been working together side by side for almost 2 years. This has already brought us together. Our values are similar. We both have one target, and that is helping the Salesforce ecosystem. And I think it will be a success, as you said. We have a region that where the demand is growing very, very fast. There is a lot to do there, and with joining the forces and creating new ways and developing new solutions to address that is only going to show us a bright future. And what happens, what's going to be very successful in Latam then could easily be exported to other parts of the world where we are operating today, because both companies operate on a global level. So there's room for growth in this partnership.